What is up, you guys? JB Cars, and we're diving right back into part 2 of this mini series that I have started, where we are fully transforming the exterior of my BMW M550i. In the last video, we went over pretty much every mod we have already put on the car, such as this gloss black high kick spoiler, the blacked out badges along the whole car, as well as black M5 style mirror caps, the little black trim, vent trim there, as well as the kidney grills and this sick gloss black splitter. And guys, as well, we are going to be finishing the car in this video. We are going to be doing those LCI taillights, as well as the diffuser with that fish style eye, Formula One, whatever you want to call it, brake light, because we are going to have to be doing some wire splicing, and I want to make sure I bring you guys along so you guys can get the full in-depth what we need to do to splice these wires and make sure it's done correctly. Eyelid or whatever it's called, I'm thinking about possibly doing that too on the headlights. I think it would complement the front end a little bit more, as well as I need to wrap these black as well, like I stated in the last video. But anyways, guys, we're not going to do any more talking, and let's get right into the rear end. All right, here we go. We are hitting the final stretch here with this rear end. So first things first, going to want to get this car up in the air so we have plenty of room to work on the diffuser itself. But now that I have the car up in the air, I'm going to be taking out all of these 8mm bolts right here that are holding in the diffuser to that back like exhaust like shield. And then after that, we're going to go up on the side, and we're just going to slide our pick tool in on the side, and we're just going to start popping out the clips. I found it easiest to slide the pick tool up along the diffuser where it is being held in at the bumper, and as you start to slowly work it around, it will start to pop those clips out. Once you get the clips popped out, it's honestly pretty simple to get out. The only other thing is there are some clips behind that shield thing that I removed earlier, which I will go back to because I was like, what the heck is still holding this thing on? And then I went back underneath and saw that there are some slide clips that are actually holding the diffuser still on, which I'm now getting to right here. So just be very careful when sliding those clips out and stuff too, because you don't want to break them. That would not be good, especially the ones up top. So just be very slow, careful. Alrighty, guys, as you guys can see, we have already got the M550 torn apart with the diffuser now. We're on basically the final leg, guys. Obviously, we still got to do the side skirts, which we will get into that later. But now we're going to be tackling the LCI taillights as well as the diffuser. So I am going to have to run this wire up to the taillights, and I'm going to have to tap into the left taillight. But yeah, guys, once we have those two mods basically done, this car is going to be literally complete. We're just going to be missing like two little simple things, being that front grille piece. But otherwise, guys, final leg, let's get it. So the LCI taillights, oh boy, let's get into it. So guys, you're gonna basically take apart your whole trunk on this one, so it's gonna require a lot of removing, like clip wise and stuff. So you want to make sure you're keeping track of all these clips, because you want to remember where they all went. So basically, they're these little like pull tab clips where they're like two pieces. You pull out the one part and it kind of unlocks the clip, and then you can pull the whole thing out. But first, we're going to want to remove this little trim thing down here that basically like protects the trunk from when you close it from like slamming or whatever. And then once we get that out, you're going to probably have to move the weather stripping a little bit in order to get it out, because it is a little tight. You're going to basically remove everything from the trunk. You're going to be exposing like basically the battery and all the fuses on the right and everything. So you want to make sure you kind of cover that stuff up too, because you don't want to accidentally hit something and then you freaking blow a fuse somewhere else. So just be very careful and mindful of where you're working. But I'm also going to be taking out my spare tire because my vehicle does have one. And then as well too, we have these two T40 bolts here that are just holding in Velcro for support on that spare wheel. But yeah, just about all the fender liners held in with those clips. There's going to be two on each side that are right in your back seat, so you'll have to move your back seats up just to get to those. But just about all the clips, you'll see all of them, and as you start to pull it apart, if you think you missed one, you will honestly notice that you missed one. So like directly straight in the middle of the screen right now where there's that little like cubby area, there's actually a few clips hidden in there, and same thing with the other side, so be sure you check in there. And then there's actually above that green thing, there's another little cubby box in there. It's like a medical thing. It also has two clips in there as well that are also the pull tab clips that are holding that little box to the fender liner. So you want to make sure you absolutely get all of them before you start trying to pull it apart, because you don't want to break anything. That would not be good. You won't be able to get your trunk fully back together. But the right side is also going to be the same thing as well, just the clips. When you're removing it from the top part too, you're going to also watch out for that weather stripping. You might have to move it a little bit just to get it out. But also as well, when you pull out the right side, there's actually a 12-volt charger, so be mindful when you're pulling the fender liner apart that you unplug that 12-volt charger behind it as well, because you don't want to rip that. Moving along up top to the top trim now, we are going to basically be removing the same clips we had to remove in the bottom. You're just going to pull all those out, and then as you start to pull the fender liner apart, don't forget the trunk button up top. It just pops right out, and then you can easily unplug it. And then there's two like covers that are on the arms of the trunk, so you want to get those out. They're held in with two like little like wraparound clips that are on the back side of it. You just pop it out on the one side, and then it like folds itself out, and then you're able to pull it out. Up top on the fender liner itself, there's a clip on that side of it, and then there's clips behind it that are holding it in, and then that whole arm cover will pop out. And then with the trunk cover itself as well, there are also clips that are like that white clip that are held in behind it, so as you're starting to pull the fender liner apart, you'll start to hear those pop out, and then it will pop right off. Alrighty, now we're moving along to removing the taillights itself. So now we're going to remove that little weather stripping that is going to expose two 10mm bolts, as well as we have one more 10mm bolt on the inside holding the outer part of that taillight in place. So once we remove those, we can pop the taillight out and then work on getting the connector out. I'm going to give you guys a fair warning. Be very careful with these. I didn't break them, thankfully, but they are really in there. At least mine were. And I spent a pretty decent amount of time trying to get it out, and I didn't want to break it, so just be very careful. Take your time. I know it might seem like it's never going to come out, but just be very careful. So now moving along up top to the inner parts of the taillights, we have three 8mm bolts that are going to be holding in the taillights here, and once we get those out, we can just unplug the connector and then pop the taillight basically right out of its place. Another quick side note I'm going to throw in right here. So there's a little fender trim that is very similar to the one on the outer part that's covering the bolts. It's very similar, but it's on the trunk. You see me playing with it right there. That trim actually did not fit on my LCI taillights. It did not clip onto them. The taillights itself went in, they were fine, they bolted up perfectly, they worked properly, but I did have to go back and modify that trim in order for it to fit flush up against that taillight. So that's another fair warning I'm going to throw in there. Hopefully it's not like that for all LCI plug and plays, because I really don't want you guys to have to go through what I went through. But anyways, putting the taillights back on, at least the new ones, we're going to be doing it reverse order we took them out. So we're going to be putting those 8mm back on the inner ones, 10mm back on the outer ones, and then you're also going to have an extra wire from your outer one. It's probably going to be like a red wire, mine was, and you're going to run it up to the inner taillight, as that is going to control the turn signal for the inner one. Next, I'm going to start working on getting this diffuser on. So first things first, I'm going to get that wiring for it tied to like a pole that I have right here. And I'm going to be running the wiring up behind the bumper to get it up to that outer taillight. So then we can start splicing it up and hooking it up later on. But once you guys get the wiring up there, just tape it aside or whatever you need to do to hold it up there. And then I'm going to start working on the diffuser itself. It literally clips right into place. This is where having a second person might be helpful to hold up that other side so it's lined up, and then you literally just clip it all in up top and the sides, and that's basically it. give it a few punches, a few pushes, whatever you need to do, and it literally clips right into place. Super simple, super easy. But now on to probably the worst part of this install, being my exhaust tips I currently have. So I'm giving you guys a fair warning now. If you get any M5 style diffuser, the 4-inch exhaust tips are probably not going to fit. I don't know how in the world I was able to get this left side to fit, and I only got one on the right side to fit. Later on you'll see, but I'm going to try and take it to my exhaust shop and maybe they can somewhat work around it. But worst case scenario, guys, I'm gonna have to go down to 3.5-inch tips, and I don't want to, but I might have to anyways, which would really suck. But just giving you guys a fair warning, if you get these M5 style diffusers and have 4-inch exhaust tips, be ready, because they're probably not going to fit on this rear diffuser. It's super tight and there's not really much clearance at all. Next, I'm going to talk about the wiring in this next clip, because once again, guys, no videos on the internet, so first time doing it. Alrighty guys, now that we have this brake light working on the diffuser, I'm going to show you guys the wiring here real quick so I can go over for you guys that are looking to get a diffuser like this yourself. I'm pretty sure it's the same exact process for all of these G30 diffusers. You're going to want to, honestly, I'd say use these little like wire like pincher tools. I got them from AutoZone for not that much. So when you come along over to your connector here, you're going to have 4 wires that go along. You're going to have a blue one, a green one, a black or a brown one, and then like a purplish looking one. When you go to tap in your diffuser wires, the blue one on the left is going to stay completely independent from itself. The next wire is going to be that green wire, so the second wire is going to tap into your white. Brown slash, I guess, yeah, gold color or wire is going to tap into your black for your ground, and then that purple one, that last wire, is going to tap into your red one. So you're going to want to use the pinch tool, pinch them up, and then yeah, your brake light should work. If it does not work, check your wiring, because I did do it once already, and then I had to strip the wires down a little bit less, the diffuser ones, and then I redid it, and then it worked. So maybe check your wiring too to make sure the wires are actually connecting up to each other. But yeah guys, I'm going to basically clean this up, and then we're going to put this all back together. And yeah, basically this car is almost done, guys. We just have to do the side skirts. I got to put the other side of the diffuser, and then I'm probably going to take this to the exhaust shop, because the tailpipe, as you guys can see, is like from the Remus catback. It's like really far off, so I'm gonna see if they can like maybe modify it to get my tip on, but otherwise this car is almost done, guys. Alrighty guys, now we're moving along to the final piece of the puzzle. It is the side skirts here. We're going to have to probably hold this up with some tape, as well as putting double-sided tape along the inside. They did not give me enough screws for these, so I'm probably gonna have to go every other hole, fortunately, but we're gonna see what we can do here. And for now, last but not least, the black side skirts that we are going to be putting on now. As when you do these, it is really recommended that you have somebody, honestly, to help you hold it up. You can do it by yourself by just like taping it onto the car, and then like, you know, going back underneath yourself and drilling in the holes, which is totally doable, totally possible. For me, in my case, I did have someone else to help me out, which honestly helps way more in my opinion, especially when it comes to like lining up the side skirt itself, making sure it's completely lined up properly and it's looking good up top as I'm putting in these screws, because once again, these self-tapping screws, you're drilling into the factory side skirt, so you want to make sure everything's lined up before we're just drilling holes into nothing. Alrighty guys, we have basically everything all put on, and now you guys, you already know I can't not put these summer wheels on to look at the final result. So I'm gonna do that real quick, get all 4 on, and then pull her out and show you guys the final result.
Io indovino e loro ego se veo destino siento la coma en el viento y cada señor es inatento gan cada drago mi despedió en la escuela yo mi eleo.
Here is the basically final product of the M550, how it sits, how it looks, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry for the wind, by the way, but this looks insane, dude. Oh my goodness. So obviously a few minor touches we still gotta do is wrap these black, probably gonna do these paint mats, as well as figure out the exhaust tip situation, because the diffuser, I got it to fit on this side, but I couldn't on this side, so we're gonna have to figure that out as well. But otherwise, like, look at this rear end, man. This looks so freaking aggressive, dude. I really hope you enjoyed this little mini build series on the M550. This car came out absolutely amazing for everything we did do to it so far. And guys, the build is like basically complete on this car. I mean, I've done just about everything I can really think of doing with it. I mean, the only other thing I could possibly do is maybe like XHP transmission flash or maybe something else. I don't even know. But honestly, guys, this car for me is basically done. And I'm going to be doing another exclusive video where I am going to go completely in depth on the price breakdown on everything I have spent on this vehicle when it comes to performance, all these exterior mods, because I've already done one on the maintenance history and stuff, so I want to do one on the full build itself. So I really, once again, appreciate you guys so much. I value the support more than anything. You guys have been such a loyal fan base to me, and I love making this kind of content and videos for you guys. I really cannot wait for what's in store this summer. It's gonna really be a blast. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please sure to smash the like, subscribe if you are new, and stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much once again for watching. And JB Cars, man, I'm out. Peace.
Dark ass, I be flowing.